Gentlemen, a lot of younger guys ask me how to bring value to a room. They feel out of place when they get in rooms with people who are a little bit older, people who are a little bit more successful, maybe have a little bit more money or prestige or status. And the way you really bring value to a room is number one, competence. You just need to have some competence in some area. It doesn't have to be financially, it doesn't have to be job wise, doesn't have to be status wise. It could simply be that you are the best in your field or you're working towards being the best in your field, whatever that may be, whether it's insurance sales, whether it's day trading, whether it's real estate, whatever it is, you just need to have a little level of competence in that so that you can speak on that. And so that when people ask you, hey, what do you do? You can lend an informed opinion about those things, right? The second thing is discipline. And discipline shows up in many ways when you're walking into a room. It could be in the way that you carry yourself, it could be in your physique. People will pick up on little things like competence and discipline before you even open your mouth. They will notice a man that walks in that has a level of competence or a level of discipline. I'll give you an example. I used to have a friend who wasn't doing crazy well financially, really wasn't doing that well financially, um, didn't have as much competence in certain areas as he would like. However, he had immense discipline in the gym, and it was clearly apparent when he walked into the room. And so he gained a level of respect that was punching way above what he should have, simply because of the discipline that he displayed in his own physique. And when you walk into a room and you've got some high value players in that room, they want to see some of these character traits. Like I said before, you don't have to be the richest guy in the room. You don't have to be the most successful guy in the room. You don't even have to be the most known guy in the room. But you do have to show some sort of competence, some sort of discipline, something. You can't just walk into the room looking like a wet noodle. You can't do that, right? The other thing you can bring to a room is we talked about competence, we talked about discipline, now we're talking about connections. I used to have another friend who taught me something about connections. He wasn't the biggest guy, he didn't work out the most, he didn't have the most money, but he had a lot of connections. And that was his place in the room. He was the connector. He was able to get people connected with others that could help them in their mission. And that is a very valuable skill. So take some of these things that I'm talking about and figure out, okay, do I have any of these? Can I bring any of these qualities into a room? And if you look in the mirror and you say, no, I cannot, then it's time to change some of those things. What's another thing that you could bring into a room to bring value? Um, Dressing better, right? You could have none of those three, but if you're the best dressed person in the room, you're going to grab attention of the room. It's not enough to simply be ambitious. It's not enough to simply just want to be in the room and listen. You should be ambitious. You should be able to sit in a room, especially with guys that are on a higher level than you, and simply listen and absorb. But it helps if you can bring some sort of value into the room, some kind of added um, value to the conversation that's being had. And I'm a big proponent of, if you don't have anything good to say, don't say it. And I don't mean polite or nice or kind. I just mean, if you simply don't know anything about the topic, don't pretend that you do, because that's the type of person that nobody wants to be in a room with. The type of person who thinks they are an expert in everything, most of the time turns out that they're an expert in nothing.